Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up the worldview. Radical Church blocks New Zealand Pride Parade. Ultra-conservative Pentecostal pastor Brian Tamaki and his members of his South Auckland Destiny Church clashed with the LGBTQ community and police as they blocked Auckland's Rainbow Parade in protest. The group blocked the parade while performing a haka and wearing shirts with the words "Man Up" written on them. The church's member groups Man Up and Legacy were also involved in a violent invasion of a children's show earlier that day as part of a local library's Pride events. About 30 show attendees, including young children and toddlers, had to be barricaded inside for their safety. Tamaki showed his support for the parade protest, posting on the right-wing platform X, also known as Twitter, quote, "Our radical young people have had enough. Our Man Up men have had enough. Destiny Church has had enough. The debauchery in the Rainbow Parade has gone on for too long. Auckland has long been overrun with this woke rainbow agenda, and no surprise the boys in blue were there again, protecting their beloved rainbows," end quote. Tamaki also adopted the MAGA slogan, writing, "Make NZ great again." You know, it's unfortunate to see this hatred, but I think one of the most divisive things you saw, and you see this with right-wingers trying to take beautiful social justice and marginalized group messaging and use it to attack each other, was the fact that in New Zealand, a lawmaker a few months ago used the hockey as a very big act of protest on the New Zealand version of their parliament to really spark protest against oppression, and to see them using it in such an act of violence against the queer community, it is quite disturbing and disgusting.
I mean, first of all, their children stuff that was on the back of their shirts. We don't want your fucking children. They're your problem. You take care of them. We don't care about children. We like adults. We don't want your children. Stop bringing that up over and over again. And by the way, if you're concerned about groomers, a Pentecostal church, they're groomers. That's what they do. Churches groom. We do not groom. Religion is a grooming service. Sorry. I'm done.
No, I love that, Greg and Alex, and talk about people who go to church and God fear and people. You're gangsters. What that video just showed, that clip just showed, you are literally a gangster. And I'm just tired of these gangsters and the fact that they were invading a children's show, and then yet have things against us about children. Like, stop!
Yes.
Like, you are thugs, and I just it's so toxic. These protests.
Yeah, they're scaring the children.
They're scaring them, right? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. My thing is that I'm tired of also this toxic masculinity. This fact that what they're saying in their messages is that we're not men because we're gay. Like, go F off, we are men. Like, cut this bull crap out, about men, and I forget what the exact quote was, like man up or something like that, man up. Stop it. Like, we are men. We're just like you. We're probably more men than you, more manly than you.
Judging by your biceps, you probably are more man than them, but.
That last thing I'll say to this is that I am tired also of stories where I hear people are against woke and wokeism. I don't want to be asleep.
Yes.
I do not want to be asleep, and I do blame this going back to your people, the Democrats.
I know, right?
People too. But the fact that they retreated from this notion of wokeism a couple of years ago, they've just let the right corrupt what that word means. The opposite of woke is being asleep, right? I do not want to be asleep. Why the hell do I want to be asleep? To me, woke is about intellectualism. It's about understanding. It's about openness,
awareness,
right? Awareness.
For sure.
I like that word.
Yes.
And we let them dirty the word so much that people are so afraid to use it. I am woke. I will claim it. I don't care. I'd rather be woke. I don't want to be asleep. I want to be alive.
Yeah. One thing I thought the Democrats did is they did start to cheapen wokeness. I remember when there was the discussion about should Joe Biden not leave the field. And the DNC put out talking points of this is, if we have Joe Biden step aside, an old white man, and let Kamala Harris, the black woman, step up, that's disenfranchising all these black voters. And I'm like, well, Democrats, what are you doing? But anywho, besides that, I'm glad that you referred to them as a gang, because at Options, I did one time report on a group doing similar things, scaring children, and the group that did this was a neo-Nazi group. That's the only other group I know that goes into libraries and harass children and drag story time.
They were acting like Proud Boys or
right, exactly. That's exactly what they're acting like. Thank you. That's very violent. And how godly is that?
Not
How
at
godly
all.
is that? Yeah, you're interrupting prides. You're interrupting children performance. Like what are you thinking? But it goes back to the last line about MAGA, right? Like they had that one line that you reported on about like referring to MAGA. And again, this is what we're seeing around the world, unfortunately. And this is why days like today, in terms of going back to the other story about issues of social justice, needs to be present daily in our lives. We need to be talking about it. I actually started as an aside on LinkedIn, writing these little like op-ed pieces, whatever, on LinkedIn, just about democracy and making sure that we constantly are aware of our role in democracy. And I do take Prideline's role as a community-based organization, as a civic organization, really important in helping us understand our role in protecting our democracy, because it is our democracy. It's about we the people.
Yes.
So I've been trying to do that more and more because I'm just this MAGA notion is just spreading so deep around the world that who knows the impact, right? You know, and
we're
who
seeing
knows,
some
we're seeing some of it, and who knows how long it's going to take for us to recover from this. So we got to continue to fight. So days like this is important, but we got to continue to talk about it. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform in this world that supports the LGBTQ story.